Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Hopefully this will be just a little tastier than the one we did yesterday. This is Twisted Pine Brewing Company's Hoppy Night India Style Black Ale. So, this is another one that I picked up at Total Wine when I was down there. They're out of Boulder, Colorado, guys. I don't see any dating on the label, so we'll check it when we come back. For the IPAs, and even the black IPAs, we kind of need that information to know when it was put in the bottle. That's just the bottom line, guys. That's what we need to know. Make sure we're not buying a beer that's been sitting around for a year or two. So let's get on with this show. The style, like I said, is an American Black Ale. Well, it's not officially a style in the guidelines. So there is really no technical food pairings and stuff for this beer. But being an IPA, it's going to go with your typical IPA foods. It's going to have a little roastier malt, being the dark beer that it is, or darker beer that it is. So it's going to go with your standard Thai food, and the cheeses are going to be your Monterey, Pepper Jack, Blue, Sharp, Cheddar, your more punty cheeses, Gorgonzola, Limburger, and the meat for this is going to be game, grilled meat, shellfish, and salmon, your stronger dishes. And the glassware is a pint Beckerstein, the mug, the Sidell. You could use the oversized wine glass. I could have actually used the double glass for this one too, guys, but I chose to use a pint glass. Let's get the cap off of this one and see what's going on. Being an IPA, even a black IPA, it's not recommended for extended cellaring, but being an 8% beer, it's not going to go bad per se, but the hops will fade over time. So, it's got a nice hiss on that one. A lot of smoke coming out. Into the glass we go. Ooh, this is going to be a very carbonated beer. Now look at that. I mean, I just barely got not even an inch of beer in the bottom of the glass, and we've got 3 fingers of head. So we're going to pour this very lightly the rest of the way. Might be a tad overcarbonated. Very creamy, frothy head, off-white color and tan even. And yes, we do have a good 3 fingers of head. The bubbles on the side are fairly large, so I don't know if it's going to stick around very long. So let's get it over into the light. It is not super black. It is a rich red ruby color. I can see the bulb through it all the way through. So it is not a very dark or black beer per se as a stout would be, or even a porter. It is very reddish cola looking color in the glass. So, and like I said, the head is dissipating pretty quickly. We're down to about 2 fingers now. So let's get a nose on this one. These guys are out of Colorado. I think I told you that. And they do a lot of great beers in Colorado. So let's get a nose on it. I'm getting some pine, kind of citrusy and floral. I don't know if we have the IBUs listed for this beer. Let's take a look. IBUs are 85, so fairly bitter beer for an IPA. That's basically in the range for those styles. Somewhere between 65 and 85 would be good, I would think. And some of the doubles can even be more than that. And I've actually had some singles that have more IBUs than that. So maybe I'm getting a little bit of maybe some dark fruit in there too. Maybe some dates, raisins, or plums, or figs, or something in that category. It's got a good nose on it. I mean, I'm not getting a super hop forward presence here. And like I said, I don't know if there's any dating. We'll take a look at the bottle when I come back for the final chug. But in the meantime, let's give it a taste and see what it tastes like. Cheers, everybody. A nice bitterness to it. I'm getting caramel and toffee, and like I said, some darker fruit. Maybe even a little licorice. Easy for me to say, huh? Has an interesting nose to this beer. Kind of effervescent on the tongue. Like I said, maybe just a tad overcarbonated. Not much. As you can see, it's all dissipated. About a quarter of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, still covering the beer. Getting a very nice lacing on the glass there, though. It's a pleasant beer. A little on the bitter side, but you can expect that with an IPA. But I am getting a strong dark fruit presence in this beer. A little thin. Not too awful bad. It's not setting my hair on fire or blowing my socks off or anything like that, but not as much hop forwardness as I like in my IPAs. Even in a black IPA, you should still have that hop forwardness in there. But it is what it is. It's 40 degrees right out of the fridge. Just took it out. The bottle's still got a lot of sweating condensation on there, so kind of hard to see some of these dates and stuff on these brown bottles if they use the black ink and stuff, and which I really don't have a problem with as long as they put some kind of dating on it. So we'll check on this one when we come back, guys. So we're going to share the other half of this, and we'll come back and do the final chug and some final comments on this one. So stick around. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I'm back. Got just a little bit left here. This beer is definitely overcarbonated. It's like fizzy. It's like fizzy champagne on your tongue. I mean, the bubble is coming on, coming on, and coming on. Very, very fizzy on the tongue. A nice bitterness to go with this beer. A lot of nice, rich caramel malt. Definitely got a bitter back end on the beer, but not enough hop presence to have hops all over the label and calling it Hoppy Night. Definitely not overly hopped, and probably not hopped to satisfaction to be an IPA. But on the other hand, there is no date on the bottle. I don't know how in the world we're supposed to know how fresh the beer is, especially coming from Colorado, where they make damn good beers out there, to know when the beer was put in the bottle. So guys, y'all know y'all probably sick of hearing me say all this about dating on the bottles, but I mean, I'm tired of seeing these bottles with IPA written on them with no dates on them. I mean, it's horse hockey. I mean, if you're going to be in the beer business and you're going to make an IPA, get a damn dating machine. It's going to cost them a grade point, guys. Let's do the final chug on this one. To me, this is probably a nice B beer, but it doesn't have a date on it, so it don't get the B. It'll get the B minus, slightly above average, and they're lucky I don't give it the C, which is the 4. We got to have dates on these bottles, especially IPAs, guys. And if you can't handle that, get out of the beer business. That's what I'm going to tell you. There's too many people out there making decent IPAs and even black IPAs that will put a date on the bottle or an enjoy by date on the bottle. I know, being a bigger beer at 7%, it's not going to go bad, but the hops will fade, and I personally think they have faded in this beer too. So, and it's getting better. You know, it is getting better, but it's not got there yet. It's definitely not there yet. So if you're going to make an IPA or a black IPA or a hoppy beer, put a date on it. Either put it on the label, put it on the bottle, put it somewhere. You can't put it on the case. You can't put it on any the pallet or anything like that, because we don't buy it that way. We buy, especially a bomber. Hardly anybody that I know buys more than one at a time unless something they've already had before or heard about before. And don't think I'll be picking this one up again until I see a date on the bottle. This one will not go in my shopping cart again. So with that being said, I'm gonna stick with it. It's a B minus, and lucky it's not a C. Let's go to the ratings over here. Rate Beer says it's 79 overall. Not a good number there. And 33 in the style. Very poor numbers there. I don't know. I may be too generous. Maybe this is an average beer. Maybe it should be a 4. Let's go over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says it's 83 in the good range. So, questionable. Put a date on the bottle, guys, out there at Twisted Pine. I know you may not be a big brewery. I don't have any idea. This is the first beer from them that I've had, and probably will be the last unless I see a date on the bottles. This is not available in my area, so I had to drive 2 hours to North Carolina to pick this beer up. That won't happen again. I can guarantee you that unless I see a date on the bottle, guys. So if you've had this beer or can get this beer, a fresh bottle, and that you know that it's fresh, let me know what you think of it. Give me some comments back on this one, whether you liked it or didn't like it. It was an okay beer, nothing to write home about. A lot better black IPAs out there. So with that being said, rate, comment, subscribe, and let's see if we can find a damn better beer than the last 2 that we've had tomorrow. Join me then. We're going to search high and low in one of these damn refrigerators so we can find a good beer. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.